Good evening to all the action researchers of our team. Very glad to meet all of you, Radhakrishnan sir, Lalita Jyoti ma'am, Vishnu sir, and the speaker of the day, Mohammad Osman sir. So, action research is most important for teachers because it is but natural that teachers face challenges and uh, there are many solutions to the challenges that we face, but in any way the context, it changes from person to person, classroom to classroom. The context changes. But no two children are the same. As such, we need to kind of check what the problem is and delve into the problem. Each classroom and each child is different. As such, the problems are also different. There are so many solutions to various problems. In spite of it, it doesn't suit the context in which we are placed. That is where each teacher needs to research and find out why a child is reacting in a particular fashion. Why is it a child is not able to learn a certain aspect? Why is it that a child not able to participate in learning? There are so many issues that a child faces with learning. There are so many issues a teacher faces with her teaching. Teaching is evolving every day. It changes every day. Thereby, the methods, approaches, techniques that we employ also needs to change. That way, this action research matters a lot. So today we begin with the first session. We make a Shubh Arambam and we go on with the action research. And hello, let me share with you that our super mentor is Sampath Kumar K. And I'm Dr. A. Neela Madhvi. I'm here as your mentor. And Mills has said in 2000 that action research is a systematic inquiry done by teachers to gather information about. It need not be teachers as such. Anybody connected with the education department, any individual connected with education. So action research is systematic inquiry done by teachers or individuals connected with the education to gather information about and subsequently improve the ways their particular educational setting operates. So they teach and how well the students learn. With this, I ask the speaker of the day, Usman sir, to join in to present um, his readings or his findings about action research. I invite
Thank you,
Usman
madam.
sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Myself, Muhammad Usman, working as a school assistant in English at ZPHS Ogod, Nakarikal Mandal. Today, I read the first chapter of the book on action research. The title of the book is A Handbook for Exploratory Action Research by Richard Smith and Paula Rebellado, published by British Council. So it's a very good book for action researchers, and it will help for all the teachers to give good potential to their students and make the learners good at English. And further, I would like to thank our super mentor first, Sri Sampath Kumar Garu, and we are working under the guidance of T. Venkateshwar Rao sir, President ELTA, and Vinayadhar Raju sir, General Secretary ELTA, and our project coordinator also. And our mentor, Srimati Neela Madhavi Madam Garu, and we are a group of 6 members. Hope all of us work under the guidance of Neela Madhavi Madam and do it successful one. Thank you, madam, for giving this opportunity. And the first chapter of this book, a handbook for exploratory action research, is the foundations for action research. So action research, it's a research which is generally be done by the teachers in our classrooms for the welfare of the students and to give good education to the students. So first of all, let all unmute yourself, and I want to know what is a successful teaching, or what is a successful classroom, or when do you feel I got success in today's class? Please give a response, sir. Radhakishan sir.
Okay, Usman sir, whenever
Sir.
children, the students are happy with the teaching and whenever they feel comfortable with the teaching and whenever they discuss the things we taught, uh, whenever
Yes.
they learn easily,
Yes.
if they
Yes.
feel difficulty, it is not
Yes,
a
sir.
the successful teaching, in my
Very good, sir.
opinion.
Opinion. Okay. Okay. Very good, sir. Very good, sir. Madam.
Sir, if we
Lalita
feel
Jyoti,
that
madam.
children are, sir,
Madam.
good evening, sir.
Madam.
Sir,
Good
if we
evening.
feel that children are comfortable with our teaching and if we see some developments in their learning,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
we feel that they are learning easily,
Yes. Yes.
then we
Yes.
feel that we succeeded in our teaching.
Very good. Very well, madam. Ma'am. So here, in the opinion of the authors, Richard Smith and Paula Robledo, so the successful teaching doesn't mean just helping the students to give good marks or to perform better in the tests. And what they understand is not the successful teaching. Successful teaching means how far we see the students are fully engaged in the classroom. How far we see the students fully engaged in the classroom, in the lesson, and how better we hear their opinions and their activities and their participation. How better they are giving their opinions, and the third one is how we feel the reflections. How we feel their reflections. These three, how we see and how we hear and how we feel, is a three. If these three were occurred in a classroom, then it should be considered as a successful classroom. So for that, this action research is very much useful for every teacher to get success in the classroom. So these teachers carry out practically useful research in order to solve the classroom problems. We have many problems in the classroom. Some students are very active and some students are very, we can say, low achievers. And some students generally, they do so some in some areas better and in some areas they do not well. And for that, this action research is very much useful, and it is a desirable form of professional development also. This action research is a desirable form of professional developments. So nowadays we have to develop our professional qualities. If we won't develop, then one saying is there: if we don't update ourselves, and we will become outdated. So like that, we have to develop our professional qualities day by day. We have to develop our professional development, and it helps us, and it helps our profession and also our students. And it is an effective way to cope up with the difficult circumstances in the classroom, since it enables better understanding of the classroom context, and develop more appropriate ways of teaching. And moreover, nowadays we teachers feel that our work is like become like an octopus, like an octopus. So it as it changes its form, now we are also being given different works. We are also given very different tasks and different works to do. So they are giving some other works not related, even related to our profession also. So like election duties and like that. So in these situations, we are become we are facing a lot of stress, and we are facing a lot of stress in our regular classrooms also. So for that, if we have planned an action research for our regular classes, it will solve all our problems. Its main suggestion of this action research is step back from critical situations. The main suggestion of this is to step back from critical situation rather than jumping with possible solutions. So generally, whenever we face a problem in our classroom, and even though some teachers do not know the appropriate solution for for that problem, generally what do? We simply jump with the possible solution which we know. So here action research says that we should not jump like that. We have to break there. We have to stop there. We have to stop there itself and know a possible solution, and then give correct information to the students. Then only students will get clarified. And it teaches, and it is this action research is by the teachers and for the teachers, not only for the teachers and also for the students. And then in our everyday teaching, we come across many activities such as planning, assessing, instructing, and giving feedback like that. So some give us fruitful results, and some may not. To make every event, every class, or every session successful, action research is needed. Action research is very much useful to make our classroom fruitful. So let us see an example of a successful teaching with action research. So the author itself, one of the authors, Paula Rebolledo, she's from Chile. Chile is in South America. So she wants to teach her children countries and the nationalities. Countries and their nationalities. For example, India is country and our nationality is Indian. Like that. So she wants to make familiar to her students regarding the countries and their nationalities. So for that, she thought she first thought what method or what activity I need to do to make it very easy and make my students to familiar with the countries and the nationalities. So at first she felt a lot of difficulty. Then slowly she started an activity of matching. One side giving a children a country's name, and the other children the name of the nationality. And it had helped her a lot. So when a child uttered a name of the country, the other child beside him uttered its nationality. So with this, the children felt very happy, and they learnt is like a game. So with that, what happened? It made a lot of oral practice, and with that, all the students were able to learn countries and their nationalities. So here, not only this one, they developed free communication also. And students also, after uttering those words, they learnt the spelling of that country, particular country, and its nationality. And if some of them is unable to utter the name of that country, then immediately other students started helping them and to pronounce well. And like this, the activity was very much successful. Here she says, first I saw the problem. I saw the problem, and she said that she saw her children were participating in the group activity very well, and she heard. What did she hear? Here she heard how her children were participating, how her children were participating in that particular activity, and she felt the result of that class. In these three ways, her teaching in that class became successful one. And moreover, we also do many types of activities in our classroom also. So I also did the same thing in our previous school also, for giving for making the students familiar with synonyms. So I used to sit them in groups, and particularly a group of two, and give a word and its synonym to other one. And I ask the students to sit side by side, who are very close in that classroom, who are very good friends in that classroom. So here I familiarized good friends with the synonyms, and one student say word and the other say is its synonym, and they both utter it loudly, and the remaining class also utter it loudly. Then all the class will become familiar with those words and their synonyms. So like that. Then, and moreover, we practice a lot of activities in our classroom, and we follow many methods, techniques, and strategies. But many a time we fail, so there is no need of bothering about our failure. Another example is given about these challenging situations. Some challenging situations also we face in our classroom. That means we may fail in some with some activities also. For that, Camila Villalobos, she was also a Chilean teacher, and she wanted to develop communication skills among her children. So these Chilean teacher wanted to develop communication skills among her students, and she found that her students were not participating actively in the classroom, and they were, though she motivated a lot of times, she could not, they are not participating actively in the classroom. Then she found what is the reason. So at last she found that majority of the students were majority of the students came from countryside, villagers. Generally, we also are facing the same problem in our schools also. Majority of the students are coming from countryside, and moreover, they do not have educated parents, like that. So they also do not educated parents, and moreover, and the majority of them didn't come from English background like us. So in those days when I was studying up to 5th class, there was not a subject English. So now it is starting at the beginning of our education. So like that, those majority of the students didn't had English knowledge. So then she followed different strategies, different methods, and she asked the children to sit with the friends who are somewhat familiar with English language and English communication. Then sometimes, to attract the attention of the students, she changed her voice modulation. Though she done her best, but she could not get success in her classroom, and she encouraged and many times, and she asked very small questions regarding their family members to attract their attention. But nothing was fruitful in her class. Then she said she also recorded it. So this records help us, though it is the failure one or the successful one, it is useful for us and our fellow teachers also. So for these circumstances, for this position, for this situation, this method is not useful, and this method may be useful, like that. So the teacher has to think. For us, we have to think for some time for every class, the reason for the success and failure. After completion of every class, there Camilla madam, she, after her class, she thought for some time, what is wrong with me? What is the method I have to choose to make my students to familiar with English communication? Like that, every teacher has to think for some time for every class, and the reason for the success as well as the failures, and think for the better activity. So here the author says, think for the better activity you choose. If it is worked, and then we have to note it down, and we have to give the same suggestion to the fellow teachers, as well as if we note it down, and it may be very much useful to the next classrooms or next years also. Then collection of additional information is very important to understanding the situation better. So whenever we face any critical situation, we have to collect additional information regarding if a boy is not doing well in a classroom, we have to know his background also. So that is the additional information here. So if we collect the additional information, then we can know about his background and the reason for his backness in the classroom. And the next one is evidences. So these evidences are the proofs which activities we followed in the classroom, and when it was followed, and how it was followed, and whether it is become successful or not. We have to note it or note all the information indicated or part we followed in the classroom. Yes. Then we have to take a notes of the student, and how far he was doing well, how far he was not coping up with all the students. So this notes helps us a lot regarding the students' notes, that is whether he was learning or learning properly or not. His notes helps us about his learning, and tasks to know improvement. What are the tasks we have to do? What we have to do for the improvement of the children? So if we start writing after our every class, what had happened in my classroom? Is it a successful class or not? If it is success, why it became success? What is the reason for its success? And if it is a failure one, and what should we do? What we did not do? These are all the things we have to note in the notes, which are very helpful as evidences. And we can ask our fellow teacher to observe. Sir or madam, please observe my class, whether all my activities are activity which is being run are as are correct or not, or my children are following or not, and are they giving results or not. And we can even, nowadays we have mobile phones, we can also record a video also, so that we can share it, and moreover we can also know ourselves what had happened in the classroom, and what we have to do for better teaching. And the value of these research. Here is an experience of Madam Teresa. Madam Teresa is I think she was one of the colleagues of the author Paula Rebelado. And once what happened, her headmaster asked her to play music, classical music, when the students were doing their tasks. When the students were doing their tasks, her headmaster asked to play classical music. Then Teresa madam, she felt that what is this nuisance and what is this nonsense? Playing music in the classroom that may disturb the students. Then as she was working in that institution, she started playing classical music for some days and observed the students that it is not working, and she stopped. Then the headmaster called her and said that, Madam, this is a decision made after a lot of research, action research made in the classroom. Please go on with that classical music. Then she started classical music, and again she started felt that not only classical music, I'll play some popular music and Western music also. Then she started playing popular music and Western music for some time, for some days. Then not only doing these things, she also noted it down regularly, what was happening in the classroom. So then whenever the students were doing their work, she used to play all these musics. Then after some days, she asked the students, and what was your feeling when classical music was going on? Then they said that, Madam, we felt very relaxed, and it gave us a lot of strength to do our task. And then she asked, what about the popular music and these Western musics? Then she said that when these popular and Western musics are played in the classroom, we want to jump and dance rather than to learn these things. So then she felt that, oh, my plan was failed, but I was succeed. Here the thing is, her her thought of this playing popular and Western music was failed, and moreover, she didn't feel good playing the music when her headmaster said. But even though she had to agree with the headmaster, in the end, Teresa madam felt empowered. She felt empowered. Yes, I empowered. I knew a new strategy. I knew a new activity to make my students better understanding. So here, information we gather reveal the things we did not expect, things which contradict the everybody has to follow those things which are already got success in the classroom. So after that, she thanked the headmaster, and that research had helped her in her further class also. Then to sum up, I would like to say, with this exploratory process, I discovered that I was expecting, generally we expect something from our students. We always expect something from our students, but we do not give them something they needed. Actually, they need something. But without giving the knowledge they needed, or without giving the knowledge in a particular way they needed, without giving the knowledge in a particular process they needed, we are expecting something from the students. So this is not correct. If we give correct knowledge in a correct way, which where and when and how the students can observe, then only the class will become fruitful one. And this is all will happen very well with the action research, and this action research will help every teacher and every individual also. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
It was
Thank you very much.
absolutely fantastic, Osman sir. You have really
Thank
studied
you, madam.
the foundation, and you have in fact shared a lot of knowledge with all of us. It was very interesting to
madam.
note the facts. It was very interesting to cite examples of the successful teachers who have already done action
Yes.
research, who have found
Yes, yes.
positive results through trials and tests. And this is what is expected from all of us. We as a team
Yeah.
need to help solve the problems of the students and create harmony in the class and create better learning, fun learning, joyful learning for the children. Anybody can share your views regarding this. So thank you all. Let's meet again for the next session. That was fantastic, Osman sir, and all the researchers. Thank you for being here for this session. Have a
Thank you
nice
very much,
day.
madam.
Have a nice day.